We are back with some more Fate. Um, in the last one, we got our butts kicked by Berserker and Ilya, um, and died. This is a story from a winter 5 years ago. It was a night with a beautiful moon. I wasn't doing anything, just watching the moon with Kiritsugu. Even though it was winter, the weather wasn't cold. The corridor was only a little chilly, and it was a good night to enjoy the moon. Back then, Kiritsugu didn't leave the house much. Not going outside, he would just laze carelessly around the house. I regret it even now, thinking back to it. Why didn't I notice that it was like the actions of an animal that knows its time of death? When I was a child, I wanted to be a superhero. Suddenly, that man, himself a superhero in my child's eyes, said that as if yearning for it. What? What do you mean wanted? Did you give up? I became angry and asked him. Kiritsugu laughed apologetically and looked up at the sky. Yes, unfortunately. Being a hero is a time-limited thing. It becomes hard to call yourself a hero. Hard to call yourself that when you grow up. I wish I'd found that out earlier. I agreed with that. I didn't know why, but I thought it couldn't be wrong. Because Kiritsugu said so. I see. Then I guess it can't be helped. Yeah, it really couldn't be helped, Kiritsugu answered. So of course my response was determined. Yeah, it can't be helped, so I'll take your place. It's impossible since you're an adult, but it'd be alright for me. Let me take on your dream. I'll make it come true. Before I could finish, my father laughed. He made a face like he didn't even need to hear the rest. After breathing in, Amiya Kiritsugu said, Yeah, I'm relieved. He quietly closed his eyes and his life ended. Since he looked so peaceful, I thought he would wake up again in the morning, so I didn't disturb him. Perhaps being used to see death factored in too. Without doing anything, I just looked up at the man who was my father as he entered a long sleep. There were no sounds of insects in the garden as it was silent. In the bright night, I remember only my eyes being hot. I did not cry out, nor did I feel sad, but I could not my tears until the moon sunk. That is a story from winter of 5 years ago. Perhaps I cried 10 years worth of tears since after that there was nothing. Fujini's father planned the funeral, and I started living in this house by myself. Nothing changed even though Kiritsugu was gone. Amiya Shiro would become a superhero like Amiya Kiritsugu, so there's no time to be playing around. That's right. I didn't mention it, but I remembered it perfectly. The figure of the man who saved me, who was left to the fire 10 years ago. He held in his arms an unconscious child about to die from burns. He became so happy that tears welled up in his eyes and took the child outside. From that time he was the subject of my admiration. No one saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In it all, I was saved, and a person was there to save me. That's why I decided to become like him. Become a superhero that I could save people and let no one be killed, just like him. Kiritsugu died peacefully, leaving me his dreams of becoming a superhero himself. It's only natural for a child to succeed their father. Amiya Shiro must become a superhero and save someone just like the old me. I swore as a child to fulfill the dream of the man I admired the most. But honestly, I don't get it. What this superhero thing is supposed to be? How to become one? How to make everyone happy like Kiritsugu always said. And I became this thing called a master. And things like the blonde-haired girl following me around is confusing my head and really... When I open my eyes, I'm in a familiar room. What? I'm in my own room. As soon as I speak, I start to feel terribly sick. It tastes bad in my mouth. I taste blood in my mouth. Maybe it was filling my mouth, but I breathe in thick air. I'm not sure why I feel like this. I feel really sick to my stomach, so I want to go to the bathroom and wash my face. Alright. I stand up. feel dizzy. I almost fall and support myself by putting a hand against the wall. The nausea increases when I move. No, this is more like pain than nausea. My body is heavy and it feels like my stomach is turning every time I move. Maybe someone would feel like this if someone poured burning lead into their stomach. Imagining that is giving me headaches. I swipe the sweat off my forehead and wobble out of my room. Alright, I feel better now. I wash my face and wipe the sweat off my body. There are bandages wrapped around my stomach for some reason. I can't recall anything about them, so I leave them be for now. I'm hungry. I wonder if there are any leftovers. Even though my stomach feels terrible, it seems my body wants energy. Putting my mind into it, I start to walk along the wall. I still feel dizzy and my body feels dull. I walk forward, letting out miserable sounds. Really, what did I do before going to bed? I don't remember any training that could have caused this pain. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujini must be at school. There's no breakfast prepared in the living room, and there's none of Fujini's loudness. The quiet living room is like a typical Sunday. Good morning. I'm afraid I came in without asking you, Emiya. No, it's not. What? Tosaka Rin is sitting on a cushion. Her calmness makes me think I'm a guest in this house and not her. Yeah, that's why even I'm more surprised. I don't know how to answer her, so first of all I sit down, and then I take a deep breath and ask, Tosaka, why? Hold on, could you apologize first? I can't calm down until I hear an apology for last night. I don't have time to ask her why she's here. Tosaka's glaring at me like she's really mad. It seems she's really angry about last night, but what happened last night? Hold on, I recall it now. That's right. Why am I so relaxed? Okay, we're back. Sorry, it's just a cut. It's not that big of a deal. Hold on, I recall it now. That's right, why am I so relaxed? I tried to save Saber and Berserker blew away my stomach. The nausea returns. I feel a chill remembering the feeling of having a hole in my body. Something in my stomach moves. It feels really sick. It feels really sick, but that's definite proof that I'm alive. Wait. That's weird. Shouldn't that have been instant death for me? That's strange. Why the hell am I alive? Do you remember the stupid thing you did last night? If you do, then please review your actions. Yeah. Tosaka lets out a humph and criticizes me. Huh? That's really annoying. My head, which was frozen by the fact that Tosaka's here, finally resumes activity again. What are you saying? There was nothing else to do at that time. Oh. Well, it does look stupid if you just look at the results, but I was going to do it better. So it wasn't a mistake. I protest, glaring at her. What? Why is she sighing? Didn't I tell you that servants will disappear if their master's killed? So it's crazy to try to protect your servant. Look, Saber will disappear if you're killed. If you want to save Saber, think of a way to do so from a safe place. Jeez, don't you understand that protecting your servant with your life is just meaningless? It's not that I protected her with my life, I tried to save her and I just so happened to work out like that. I didn't think things would end up like that either. I did think I would be killed if I went near that monster, but that's a different matter. I see. You seem to be misunderstanding. As if she reads my mind, she sulks. As if she reads my mind, she sulks even more. Look, Emiya, I'll come out and say it, but I didn't take you to the church to help you win. I was trying to help you stay alive, even if you were left on your own. It seems you didn't understand that part of it. Help me stay alive? That's right. You shouldn't take risks if you realize that a loss equals your death. You seem to be someone who would walk out at night by yourself, even in a situation like this. If I threatened you, I thought you would take risks and you might get through this. I see. I didn't notice that. So that's why she's complaining to me about not realizing that and running up Berserker? So why are you mad, Tosaka? It shouldn't bother you if I'm the one that made a mistake. Of course it bothers me! You made me worry for a whole night! Tosaka throws out a temper. But I see. I'm honestly happy she's worrying about me. Looking at the situation, it seems Tosaka was the one who treated my wound. I see. I guess you helped me out. Thank you. I bow my head to show my thanks and apologize. It's fine if you understand. If you've learned from this, try to act smarter next time. Tosaka looks away. Her gesture is snappy, but she seems in a good mood again. Then we're done with what happened last night. I'll go into the main topic, but which do you want to talk about? About last night or about something serious? Tosaka starts a conversation as if it's natural to do so. Her straightforwardness surprises me, but thinking about it, she's here because she has something to talk about. If she didn't have business with me, why would she have gone? Why wouldn't she would have gone home already? What is it that Tosaka, my enemy, wants to discuss in her enemy's territory? I'm interested in that. I also want to know what happened last night. It's stupid not to ask, so... Hang on. Let's just click this. Because I'm very curious to see what happens if I have... Say, I have a bad feeling about this, I don't want to hear either. I don't think either of the stories can be good. Why are you silent? It shouldn't take that much thought. Shouldn't it? I feel like you'd get mad if I asked you about either one, so I don't want to hear either. I cross my arm and offer my honest feelings. Oh. Crap, I feel like I've just poked a sleeping dragon awake. Tosaka, you look really dreadful. Something like a terrible wraith. Oh, what do you mean by a dreadful face? I'll ask you just in case. But did I look angry to you? It felt more like dangerous. Well, I think I saw a vein in your forehead for a second, though. Though maybe it was my imagination. I answer the intense smile in bits and pieces. Oh, so that's how I looked to you. So you must think I'm angry. Are you angry, Tosaka? Of course I am! Out of all the things you don't want to hear either, do you have any idea of the situation you're in, you idiot? Tosaka roars like a beast. I want to escape from that coercion, but... Don't run! Just sit there, Japanese style. I automatically straighten my back and sit down. Tosaka, why Japanese style? It's obvious, right? So I can dictate to you. It seems your head's still asleep, so stay like that until you wake up. Tosaka is seriously angry. I feel like she's gonna bite my head off if I disobey, so I nod. I'm facing a beast. I think it's best to play dead in front of the raging beast or something like that. Should I go back and pick one of the other ones? Nah, we're fine. I don't know if that little thing that makes her angry will get us killed in any way, so I think we'll be good. I hope, at least. First, I'll tell you about the current situation. I'll explain what happened last night. Tosaka tells me about what happened last night. It seems that Berserker left after I fell unconscious. She tells me that my body started to heal itself, and that it looked fine after about 10 minutes. And she says she brought me here since I didn't regain my consciousness, even when my wound had healed, and that's where we are right now. Oh, by the way, I have another cough, so that's fun. The important thing here is that you survived on your own. I did help you, but it was your own power that healed that wound. Don't mistake that part. It seems that way from what you told me, so you didn't heal it? Of course not. I can't do anything like reviving a dying person anymore. Amyashiro healed his own wounds. What can I do? Now that she said that, my stomach is certainly healed, but I have doubts about Tosaka's story. I can't use healing magic, let alone revival magic. And the cause must be the servant. Your servant must be really powerful or something went wrong during the summoning. Well, I think it's both. But I think some kind of line formed between you two. A line? You mean like the karmic line connecting a familiar and a magus? Oh, so you have a working knowledge of familiars. Then this should be easy to explain. In other words, Amiya and Saber's relationships is not a normal relationship like the one between a normal master and their familiar. It looks like Saber has natural healing powers, so some of that may be flowing into you. Normally the Magus's power flows into the familiar, but in your case, the familiar's power is flowing into you and helping you out. So putting it simply, it's like a river flowing upstream. That's a good way to put it. It's not only it is not naturally possible, but I bet Saber's magical energy is so great that it can even change the flow of a river. That's the only reason she is able to go against Berserker with her small size. Not naturally possible. Then is the relationship between you and Archer that of a normal Magus and familiar? Yes, he doesn't listen to much of what I say, but we do still have such a relationship. The connection between a servant and a master, is like that of gasoline and an engine. You provide the magical energy, and the servant just uses it. I guess there have been some masters who share their physical bodies with their servants to obtain fake immortality, not dying until their servants are dead. Something like that. Hey, are you listening? Huh? Yeah, I'm listening. Then are you saying that most of the wounds on my body will heal even if I don't do anything? Using your servant's magical energy. I don't know how, but I'm sure the cause is in Saber's materialization. I know you haven't learned the curse of self-healing. Of course not. My father never taught me anything that difficult. No, I mean that if that's the case, I've got nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. What is it? Tosaka words are indirect and hard to follow. Oh well, just don't do anything too reckless. It's good that you survived this time, but you won't survive if you take that kind of wound again. You shouldn't get any optimistic hopes that you'll survive any major wounds. I understand. I feel bad about taking damage and having Saber help me. Idiot, that's not the reason. I'm sure you're not just using Saber's magical energy to heal your wounds. You're definitely using something. I don't know what it is, your lifespan, your luck, or your savings account, but you're definitely using something up. Tosaka gives a humph once again. I feel the same way, but Tosaka, doesn't my savings account have nothing to do with this? Of course it does! Magic uses up your money, so it's something that drains your money the more you use it. I won't allow myself to be wrong. Tosaka Rin erupts with a fire of personal grudges. It's strange. The more I talk with her, the more I understand this is the real Tosaka Rin, and the Tosaka at school is just a mask she puts on. No, it's something I had realized already yesterday. Well, putting the part of money aside, I'll be serious. Is that alright, Emiya? That's why you stayed here, right? Alright, I'll listen. Then I'll be direct about it. What are you planning to do from now on? She asks directly, the one question I don't want to be asked. No, that's not it. It's not that I don't want her to ask me, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm the one who wants to ask, what do I do now? Honestly, I don't know. You say I should fight for the Holy Grail, but I've never been in a fight between Magi. First of all, I want to try to avoid killing people, and most of all, I'm not interested in something mysterious like the Holy Grail. I'm not too sure about risking my life for something I don't want. I knew you'd say that. You'll be killed by your servant if you say something like that. What? Why would I? Because the servant's goal is also the Holy Grail. They can be summoned by the Master because the condition of their summoning is that they obtain the Holy Grail. The most important thing for a servant is to attain the Holy Grail. They obey their Master and risk their life for their Master because they have a chance of obtaining the Holy Grail. So just try saying that you don't want the Holy Grail. You can't complain even if they kill you and call you a betrayer. What is that? That's because the servants are what the Master summons, right? So, you think a servant would obey a human for no reward? The Holy Grail grants the wish of whoever obtains it. The servant of the Master who obtains it is no exception. Even the servants have their own wishes. That is why they respond to the otherwise impossible summoning. It's not that the Masters are summoning the servants to obtain the Holy Grail. The servants are answering the Master's call because they can obtain the Holy Grail. Servants have their own desires? Does that mean Saber has a wish she wants the Holy Grail to grant? That's why the servants try to eliminate other servants, even without orders from their masters. Only one can obtain the Holy Grail. They cannot accept other masters obtaining the Holy Grail. Unlike their masters, they don't have the power to take away the command spells, so the only way they can disarm their masters is to kill them. So even if the master has no intention of fighting, battle is inevitable. A master who's attacked by a servant must fight it off with their own servant. You heard enough from Kirei to know that this is the nature of the Holy Grail War, right? Yeah, he told me last night. But that means allowing your servant to try to kill other servants. I thought it would be over if I reached a compromise with other masters, but the servants are ones summoned to obtain the Holy Grail, and if it is true that they will not give it up, then a battle between the servants is inevitable. Then the girl that fought to protect me is already ready to kill or be killed to obtain the Holy Grail. That's awful. I don't know about this heroic spirit thing, but Saber is human. She was bleeding badly yesterday too. Oh, don't worry about that part. There's no life or death for the servants. Even if the servants are eliminated, they just go back to where they belong. Heroic spirits are a phenomenon. They can't be killed. The only ones that can be killed during a fight are the masters. No, but still, even if it's a temporary death, there's still the fact that something human-shaped has disappeared from this world. What? Are you saying it's murder? Are you still carrying such a sense of justice even though you're a Magus? Her comment is only natural. As a Magus, death is always right beside me. I understand it, and I'm already prepared for that. But still, I'm not strong enough to judge people's deaths as good or bad. Of course, I won't participate in a fight to the death. Oh, so you're just going to wait for the others to kill you. You're ceding the victory to the other masters. That's not it. The point is to survive to the end, right? I don't have any intention of killing others, but I'll have no mercy in a fight to protect myself. If the opponent is out to kill me, they won't complain if they are killed in return, right? Oh, so you'll be staying on the defensive. Then you'll just be observing what other masters are doing, right? So even if someone like yesterday goes around killing everyone, you're going to ignore it? Someone like yesterday? She must mean that inhuman monster. Superhuman strength that allows the destruction of a house or two with a single blow. Certainly if that thing wished, this town could be in ruins in just one night. And on top of that, the problem is that the servants are normally in spirit form. Humans can't see those in spirit form. Since the servants can affect the real world as spirits, you could call them the most powerful weapon. With the technology we have now, there are no weapons that can affect a spiritual being. Our attacks are useless against them, and their attacks can damage us. It's not just a one-sided game. Murder by a servant is like a natural death for normal people. Death caused by an invisible killer will just be treated as an accidental death or suicide. What is that? Servants. No. Masters and servants don't just attack other masters. Other people have nothing to do with them, right? Yeah, I really wish that was the case. But if it were, you wouldn't need a supervisor like Kirei, would you? I should have said earlier that servants are spirits. They are already complete, so they don't grow. The magical energy used as fuel is different. The more magical energy they have available, the more they can use the powers they had in life. That part is the same for us Magi. Do you understand? I do. So they can use magic repeatedly, right? You could say magical energy is the gunpowder to fill a gun, and the Magus is the gun itself. The type of gun depends on the Magus's ability. Pistol, rifle, machine gun, shotgun. Using that metaphor, spirits are cannons, servants are cannons. Using a large amount of gunpowder, they fire a large bullet. That's right, servants aren't given their mana by nature. They act with magical energy inside them. We masters support them so servants can use their powers. So servants can only use their powers using their own magical energy, plus the magical energy of their master. That means an amateur master like you would be no match for masters, right? So there's a loophole. Well, I guess you could call it an obvious answer. Servants can supplement their energy with other sources. Servants are spirit, so they get nourishment from eating things that are like them. Nourished by eating things that are like them? Things like them? You mean spirits? What kind of spirits would they eat? It's a simple answer. Nature spirits obtained from nature itself. So where do you think servants, human spirits, get their power from? Oh. It is a simple answer. As we humans must eat meat, the human spirits. Exactly. Usually they replenish enough magical energy from their master, but it's obvious that one gets more magical energy from many people rather than just one person, right? To put it bluntly, a weak master makes a servant eat humans. Servants transform human emotions and souls into magical energy. That is the most efficient way to make your servant more powerful. There are many masters who kill humans and sacrifice their servants. As sacrifices? So you're saying that if a master didn't care about his methods, he would kill humans to make his servant stronger? Yes, but I don't think a smart master would do such a thing. You see, even if servants are powerful, there is a limit to their magical energy capacity. They can't store more magical energy over their capacity, so there is a limit to how much they can kill and collect magical energy. The association would ignore it if you went around killing people, and most of all, other masters might figure out your servant's abilities and identify them from the cause of death, not to mention the identity of the master as well. It is highly advantageous in a Holy Grail War to keep your identity secret, so normal masters should be stingy about using their servant. I see. Certainly if nobody knows that you are a master, there's no danger of other masters attacking you. Conversely, if you know who the other masters are, you could definitely pull a surprise attack on them. But that theory, there won't be many masters that would have their servants attack humans and reveal their identity. I'm glad. Then there's no problem. That means servants won't indiscriminately attack humans without orders from their master. Right. They are heroes, right? Someone who go out and kill people wouldn't be called a hero in the first place. Well, no, I can't really say that for sure. There are many examples of people becoming heroes just because they were a mass murderer. What? Tosaka makes an honest comment, and it seems to be her true feelings rather than just sarcasm. A bit of strain in her personality might be showing. Let's get back to the conversation. So what are you going to do? Since you don't want to kill people, you're just going to watch, is that right? I take back what I said. She really has a bad personality. She's a real bully, putting me on the spot and asking me that with a smile. I'll just have to stop them. The masters will calm down once I lose their servants, right? Unbelievable. You say you won't go and kill other masters, but you also say you'll kill them if they do anything bad? Emiya-kun, do you realize you're contradicting yourself? Yeah, I know it's selfish, but I can't think of any other choices. I won't change my decisions no matter how much you argue against it. But there's one problem with that. Can I tell you what that is? She's plotting something. With that face, she's definitely plotting something. But as a man, I have to listen. Okay, what is it? Do you remember the master yesterday? The girl who was talking about killing you and me? How can I forget? They attacked us mercilessly. That girl will come and kill us. I think you know that too. I see. That girl is a master too. Since she knows Tosaka and I are masters, she will come and attack us someday. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but I do know it's a death sentence. At least I know I can't stop such a monster. Her servant, Berserker, is on another level. You can't match it, being an inexperienced master. Say you won't do anything except defend yourself, but you won't even be able to do that. Sorry, but you wouldn't be able to beat it either, right? I wouldn't be able to beat it head-on. It's the most powerful servant in hand-to-hand combat. I don't think any previous servant could match it. Even I wouldn't be able to escape if Berserker attacked me. I feel the same way. I don't think I'll get another chance if it attacks me again. Unconsciously, I place my hand on my stomach. The wound on my stomach is healed now. No, you couldn't call it a wound. It was pretty much instant death. My nausea returns just at the thought of taking another blow like that. That's right. Do you get it now? You can't choose to wait until the Holy Grail War is over to do anything. Yeah, I get it. What are you trying to say? I don't quite understand. You're not having fun watching me being condemned to death, right? Or are you? I don't have such bad taste. Jeez, don't you get it after what I've said so much? In short, I'm asking if you want to join up with me. If I take that at face value, that's... Join up? You mean me and Tosaka? Yes, my archer received a fatal wound and is healing right now. It'll take a while for him to heal fully, but he should be about half as useful. And there are no problems with your servant, but her master is dragging her down. so she is half as useful as well. See? It adds up fine. I'm not that bad. Even though you've almost died 3 times, from what I know of, I think you're the first person I've ever seen almost die 3 times in one day. But that's... I'll compensate you for the alliance. I'll forgive you for beating Archer, and I'll teach you about being a master. Oh, and if we have time, I can look at the skills as a Magus. Look at your skills as a Magus. How about it? That is certainly an attractive proposal. As I don't know anything, Tosaka would be a reliable teacher. And if I can help it, I don't want to fight against Tosaka. Not because she's a girl I admire at school. In fact, I didn't know her like this. In fact, if I didn't know her like this, I wouldn't have felt this much resistance. The Tosaka written in front of me is so different from how people describe her as an honor student. But talking to her, she is just Tosaka, and it seems she's just as she appears. Well, in other words, I'm saying I find her so much more attractive this way, that I wonder why I even have to tell myself this. Emiya? I want to hear your answer. She urges my response. Okay. I need to pull out the notepad again. Hang on. I just want to see what she'll do to us if we say no. I didn't think it would give us an option to say no, because it's just like... Oh, wait. File. Open. Fate, bad endings. Save slot 4. So I need that in 5. File. Save. Alright, let's cooperate. There's no choice from the start. There are too many things I don't know, and I'm unskilled as a Magus. Even if it's temporary, if Tosaka is going to give me a hand, I don't think there's any better option. Alright, I'll take that offer, Tosaka. Honestly, it'll really help me out if you do so. Then it's decided. Let's shake hands. For now, let's stay allies until we beat Berserker. Oh, I see. That's how it'll be, huh? I guess it can't be helped, but that's easier to understand. I shake your hand. I'm a bit perplexed. The inside felt Tosaka's soft hand. I realize she is a girl. In comparison, my hand is covered in scratches from messing around with stuff is ill-suited. The instant I think so, I pull back embarrassed. What? You don't want to cooperate with me after all? No, it's not that. It's a real help to be able to have to be able to ally with you. It's not that, so don't worry about it. After making a puzzled face. Oh! She makes a malicious expression. What? I'll take back the agreement if you say something stupid. I will. I really will. Was that the first time you've held a girl's hand? You seem to have a lot of friends, but you're actually shy, Shiro. No, it's not that, but... I'm just embarrassed because it was Tosaka. But I can never say such a thing. I certainly have never touched a girl so strongly before. Whoa. Well, Fujini is an exception. Whoa. She's more like someone from a different planet than from a different sex. Hey, hold on. Wasn't there something weird in what she just said? You really do show your feelings on your face like I've heard. Well, I won't ask you about it for now. It'll be a problem if I poke fun at you and you get sulky. Then here's a deposit. I'll give you this, so think of it as a proof of our alliance. Tosaka puts a book on the table. It looks just like a diary. There's no title, and it's wine red. The color seems to suit Tosaka. It's my father's, but I'll give it to you since I don't need it anymore. It's not something a full master needs, but I thought you might need it. Tosaka eyes tell me to take a look. Then, excuse me. I open it to a random page. Then... There's nothing written in the book, but a strange image pops into my head. Can I go back to that image? Tosaka, what is this? It's the status of each of the servants. You already know the Holy Grail War has its set of rules, right? It's the same for the servants. First of all, only 7 heroic spirits are summoned. Those 7 can be summoned only after they become one of the predetermined classes that the Holy Grail has prepared in advance. Instead of bringing the actual heroic spirit, they made a class similar to the spirit, and called it that. Spiritual spells which call forth spirits put the spirit in the caster's body, right? It's like that. To call forth a spirit from a different time frame, it's easier to prepare a case for them in advance. class? Oh, that's why Saber is Saber. That's right. I told you heroic spirits need to hide their identity, right? That's why they will never say their real names. Naturally, their summoned class becomes their name. So the 7 classes prepared are Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker. We already know that. There is a change in 1 or 2 of the classes every Holy Grail War. We have a basic lineup this time. The standard... There is a change in 1 or 2? I know that there was an Avenger summoned in a previous Holy Grail War, but I don't know about any of the other ones. The standard opinion is that Saber is the best servant. Each class has their own special characteristics, but the abilities of the servant differ according to the rank of the heroic spirit summoned. Rank of their heroic spirits? You mean how strong they were when they were alive? That also, but what strengthened their ability is their popularity. What they did and what weapons they had do not change, but their basic abilities change depending on how famous they are in this time. Heroic spirits are like gods, they grow stronger the more people worship them. I guess you can say it solidifies their presence. It's the same as divine spirits, falling into the rank of spirits when they lose their faith. Heroes that are forgotten by the people do not have as much power. But then, even if they are forgotten or unknown, if he was originally a powerful hero, then I think he can keep his powers to some extent. Then if it's a hero everyone knows, and if their story was extraordinary, they would undoubtedly be a rank A servant. Berserker might be the strongest in that regard too. After all, he is the most famous hero in Greek mythology. The heroes from the Age of Gods have special noble phantasms just because of that. And if the hero itself is strong to add to that, there's nothing much we can do. Tosaka, what is this noble phantasm? Oh gosh, this is exposition the episode. It's a symbol that the servant used in their real life. Heroes and their holy swords or demonic swords come as a set, right? So in other words, they're weapons. Weapons, you mean like Saber's invisible sword? Yeah, I don't know what history it has, but it certainly is a her noble phantasm. I don't think I even need to say, but heroes cannot stay in a legend with just their names. They each have a weapon that became their trademark. That is the most powerful weapon, called a noble phantasm, the crystallization of people's desire for a miracle. So in short, a powerful magical item. Right. To be blunt, heroes themselves cannot match powerful spells or divine mysteries. But it's a different story when the noble phantasm comes in. Heroes wielding noble phantasms can defeat spirits of several ranks higher. It's because most holy or demonic swords appearing in legends are close to the level of sorcery. Swords that kill dragons, which are the most powerful Phantasia race. Shoes that run far and wide, and even god-killing demonic swords. Anyways, the weapons heroes have are so extraordinary, it makes you wonder how they cannot be almighty. I'm not overstating saying that the battles between servants is concentrated in the battle between the noble phantasms. So, servants that are heroic spirits have at least one noble phantasm. Yes, as a general rule, one hero can only hold one noble phantasm. Usually something like a sword or a spear. There's this weapon called the Mountain-Destroying Sword in China, right? You can only swing it once, but it's a magical sword, so one swing will destroy a mountain and such. I think it's kind of like that. However, noble phantasms are miracles that need to be activated by stating their true name, so it's not something they can use easily. It's activated just by saying the weapon's name, right? Why would that mean it can't be used easily? Hey now, if you know the name of the weapon, you can also tell which hero the servant is. The hero and his weapon come as a set, so once you know the name of the weapon, you naturally know the name of their owner. If that happens, you know every strength and weakness of that servant. I see. Certainly that's true. Saber did work out Lancer's identity after he used his noble phantasm. Something like being Ireland's child of light. So if I summarize this, servants are separated in classes, heroic spirits hide their identity, and the weapons are the blah blah blah. That concludes the lecture on servants. You should learn the details if you read that book, so take a look at it when you have time. If you get used to it, you should be able to identify the servants from intuition without the book. Saying that, Tosaka stands up. Well then, I'm heading home. Huh? Yeah, thanks. I look up at Tosaka, who's about to leave. Don't take this the wrong way. Even though we're cooperating right now, in our position we will eventually have to fight. Once all the other masters are dead, or even if they are alive, this fact will not change. So it'll be easier if you don't think of me as a human, Emiya. Clearly stating our position, Tosaka goes home. Oh. Okay. But that was a lot very fast with nothing to really even, like, break up what I was saying. So, like, there were no, like, pause would be like, let's talk about this. It was just a lot of yada, yada, yada. And I constantly felt the Tosaka voice, like, slipping away. Gosh darn it, why is it showing up? Why is the mouse here? Wait, can I change? I don't want to risk rooting the recording. But yeah. I think from here, we're pretty much in uncharted territory for me and the Fate route. Everything up till now has been the same as, like, Unlimited Blade Works or Heaven's Feel with, like, tiny little alterations. But from here, I'm sure it's going to be, like, completely different. And it only took 17 episodes, which range from anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to get past what they consider the tutorial. Like, I have the Fate... What is it? How buried is it? Can I just pull it out easily? This should be it right here. Hang on. Let me read this book's name. I put an image of it up in a previous episode. It is The Fate Complete Material, Character Material, number 2. I guess number 1 wasn't good enough to be translated. And he talks about, like, I think he talks about, like, Hercules being, like, basically, like a tutorial boss, be like, oh yeah, this is how hard it's all gonna be. So if you take that at face value, we just got done with the tutorial after all that expositioning. So hopefully things will start to pick up. I feel like they've already been picking up these last few episodes. Like, there's a little part of me that was like, oh gosh, this is... Sorry, I'm putting the book back, that's why my eyes sound farther away. The first, like, up until we summoned Saber is really boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's really boring. There are no choices. I feel like it's just a lot of exposition that repeats itself, and I was hoping that we were past that until we got to that. I was hoping that she would literally just go, and let me explain the servants to you. And then Shiro would be like, and then she explained the servants to me. And then that would be it, since we've already had that explanation, I think, twice now. But yeah, it was really picking up. We summoned Saber, episode, like, 13, which isn't good. I do think that's why most people kind of drop this visual novel, is just because the first, like, 3-4 hours is really, really boring. Like, I know people will get upset that people dare talk about how boring the first few hours are, but it's true. But yeah, it's a lot better now. This was probably the worst episode since Saber was summoned, but there's still, like, that fun bit in there, and it wasn't, like, as terrible as, like, the beginning was. So yeah, hopefully from here, with everything pretty much being brand new, and the tutorial essentially being over, hopefully everything will be cool. Yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.